Okay, so now we're going to go to number 2, right?
Yes.
Okay. So the
Okay.
second scripture is Jeremiah 38:25.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Yes. All right. Let's get
All
over
right.
there.
And this is in the book of Jeremiah.
Mm-hmm.
All
Mm-hmm.
right. But if the princes here that I have taken with thee, and they come unto thee, and I say unto thee, declare unto us now what thou hast said unto the king. Hide it not from us, and we will not put thee to death. Also, what the king said unto thee. So this is about King Zedekiah. Expressing intense fear of his own officials, instructing the prophet Jeremiah to hide the true, discouraging content of their conversation to avoid being killed by the Jerusalem when taken over by the Chaldeans, the Babylonians. So this is when Jeremiah is telling the king Zedekiah that the they're going to be overthrown and they're going to put in bondage and they're going to be taken over by the Chaldeans. Babylon people are going to come in and take away everything on them. And
Mm-hmm.
the king Zedekiah, he just wanted to tell Jeremiah to not to be saying all this, right? To keep it quiet.
Right. Right. Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yep.
discerning all this
Mm-hmm.
information because he said he was fearful that, he might get
Right.
killed.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, this
Mm-hmm.
is when the Israelites are going to be put into bondage again for what they
Mm-hmm.
always are getting in trouble for doing bad things. God then brings up a leader of another empire to in and take over, or whatever king is
Mm-hmm.
in service at that time, and
Mm-hmm.
cast the Israelites into bondage again and slavery again because of
Mm-hmm.
their bad things they do with the idols and they don't serve God. So
Mm-hmm.
it's a punishment coming
Mm-hmm.
that, and then it's Zedekiah is the king that's going to be the one involved in this, you know. So, and Jeremiah
Mm-hmm.
too. Poor Jeremiah,
Yes.
he's always in trouble because
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
God gives him a prophecy to tell. This is what's going to be happening. But King Zedekiah doesn't want the people to know all the business about this, right? But it's going
Right.
to happen anyway, whether he tells them or doesn't tell them, so.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
probably King Zedekiah doesn't want to feel like a lousy king, right? He doesn't want to feel like a lousy
Right.
because he's not handling his business very well. So that's why
Mm-hmm.
he's getting in trouble too. So yeah.
Right. So here we have now, we're in the book of Jeremiah, and Jeremiah was written around about 605 BC. And just like you stated, Sister Sandy, this is during that Babylonian takeover time where Nebuchadnezzar is getting ready to come in. And so look who's having a what if. So, like you said, you got the king now talking to the what? Prophet, Zedekiah to Jeremiah. And so it is the king that's giving Jeremiah a what if. Now, Jeremiah is now having a what if in his life, isn't he? Because the king tells him, if the princes hear that I've talked with you, and they come to you and say to you, in other words, tell us what y'all talked about. And he says, and also what the king said to you, do not hide it from us, and we will not put you to death. So here now we're going to see if that what if came to fruition. Did it happen? Did the princes come to Jeremiah and question him? They sure did, didn't they? Take a look at verse 27. I'm going to read that, Sandy. Can we go to 27?
Sure.
Okay, look what it says. Then all the princes came to who? Jeremiah, and asked him, and he told them according to all these words that the king had commanded. So they stopped speaking with them. for the conversation had not been heard. And so now Jeremiah, that what if came, didn't it? Because sure enough, the princess came and asked him. The king knew what that what if was going to be. If is nothing but a possibility. It's just a possibility. Will it happen or will it not? And so here it really did happen. It came to fruition. So, like you were saying, Sister Sandy, with Zedekiah, he wasn't a good king because they followed those pagan gods and everything. That's why judgment was coming upon them. That's why, they didn't want to hear Jeremiah, didn't want to hear what the mouthpiece for God had to say. And that's what happens with a lot of us. We got some what if, some conditions that's going on in our lives, but we don't want to hear from God. We don't want to hear some good counsel. We don't want to hear from being friends and family that may be concerned.
True.
Amazing about that. What if, isn't it? All right, then. Sister Sandy, anything else you want to add to that before we go to our third scripture?
No.
Oh, okay.
Good.
All right, then. All right. So we're going to take